Dailies hierarchy and priority reset. Internal Supervisor, VFX Supervisor, and VFX Supervisor dailies. The Three-Dailies Reset Loop. Ever sit through a dailies review thinking, okay, we're good now, then watch the next morning unravel because priorities didn't actually change in time? In a VFX schedule, that gap between reviewed and scheduled costs you days. The fix is simple. You use the 3 dailies layers: Internal Department Supervisor dailies, DFX Supervisor dailies, VFX Supervisor dailies, as an immediate priority reset, not a passive status update. This chapter shows you how to run the 3 dailies reset loop right after each review. You'll take what each supervisor approved or flagged, then you'll reset artist priorities the same day, before the team locks into the wrong work. If you do this consistently, your shot grid/flow task list stops drifting, your show team sees the truth faster, and your department output stays steady. This process targets production coordinators and coordinators in training who already run dailies and know where the pain shows up: handoffs, block dependencies, and schedule churn. The goal here isn't better communication. The goal is a repeatable reset that turns review feedback into concrete next actions and clear daily reporting. Your toolkit for the 3 dailies reset loop, shot grid, or flow production tracking. Track every shot element as a distinct task so you can update status and priorities fast. Your login comes from your show/studio setup. Cost is covered by your studio license. Daily review notes, email thread plus review board notes, capture supervisor notes in the same thread you'll reference later that day. Use whatever your studio already uses, the cost is just time and consistency. Internal Department Supervisor dailies output usually a prioritized what to fix first list for the department's internal review. You get this from your supervisor's review session and notes. DFX Supervisor dailies output guidance and approvals for effects-related work that affects downstream VFX. You get this in the DFX review session and its notes. VFX Supervisor dailies output final. This is the direction calls that impact layout, lighting, comp, and finishing. You get this from the VFX review session and its notes. Department Creative Supervisor contact the person who can approve priority changes and schedule shifts on the spot. You usually have their direct chat/email, cost is 0. Daily rounds report template. A consistent end-of-day summary your show team expects. Build it once in your own format, cost is a few hours upfront. Render management list, overnight render queue plus submit estimate log, a simple sheet or checklist you maintain so render wranglers aren't guessing what's coming. Your studio tools vary, you can start with a shared doc. The 3 dailies reset loop, reset priorities after every review. Numbered steps only work if you can run them fast. Use this loop right after each dailies layer. Don't wait until the end of the day. 1. Open the correct review notes thread and pin the priority changes section outcome. You avoid mixing old feedback with new feedback. For Elena M. 32, development production coordinator, she keeps 1 live notes thread per dailies day and highlights any line that starts with move up, pause, rework, or hold. 2. Identify the impacted shot grid/flow tasks by shot element, not by shot name outcome. You update the right tasks. Don't mark shot 120 and call it done. Update the specific tasks that match the review feedback. Your shot grid/flow task list should already include each element as its own task, for example, comp pass, beauty, FX sim, splash, light, hero, holdout, matte, whatever matches your show setup. 3. Set each affected task to the correct status immediately outcome. Your department and show team see consistent status without waiting. Use your studio's standard status options. Examples often include in progress, pending review, blocked, on hold, done. If the review says rework, don't leave it in progress, change it to the status your team uses for needs redo. 4. For every blocked callout, log the exact dependency and who owns it outcome. You remove ambiguity. A blocked note like waiting on plates needs you to write the dependency in plain terms, blocked by plate delivery from editorial, or the equivalent owner in your pipeline. If the note says needs DFX, log which DFX task is missing. 5. Calculate the overall shot completion percentage using your task list, not your memory, outcome. You report accurate progress. Use the element tasks you updated to compute the shot's completion. Count the shot's element tasks you track in shot grid/flow. Mark how many are in a complete enough state for your workflow, often done or approved, depending on how your show defines it. Divide completed tasks by total tracked tasks for that shot to get the completion percentage. Ask yourself, if I had to justify this percentage to the VFX supervisor, could I point to the exact tasks? If you can't, your percentage will drift and your next reset gets harder. 6. Run the dailies layer reset in the right order. Internal Supervisor, DFX Supervisor, VFX Supervisor outcome. you avoid schedule fights caused by premature changes. Internal department supervisor dailies fix department level direction and immediate priorities. VFX Supervisor dailies affect downstream elements like simulations, interactions, and any effects that other departments depend on. VFX Supervisor dailies lock the final direction that everything else must follow. 7. After each review, meet with the department creative supervisor immediately. Outcome: you adjust artist schedules the same day. This is the rule that prevents reviewed but not scheduled. Bring the updated task list, what changed, what's blocked, what's next. Ask for priority confirmation in the language your artists understand. Which tasks move to top of queue today? Get approval for schedule shifts right then. Practical example Elena M uses: if internal supervisor says lighting needs a different camera comp but VFX supervisor hasn't weighed in yet, she still schedules the lighting task to needs redo and moves related dependent tasks into blocked/waiting so lighting doesn't keep burning time on the old direction. 8. Reset artist priorities by assigning the next viable tasks, then explain what you changed. Outcome: artists start working on the right thing without chasing you. For each affected artist or team, do 3 things. Assign the next task that can move forward now. Remove tasks that must pause and label why, dependency name plus owner. Confirm the expected review point for the new priority, so they know what done means today. 9. Apply push/pull when a targeted task gets blocked. Outcome: your department maintains output even when one lane stops. If the targeted task is blocked, you don't wait, you pull another viable task from your task list that supports the next review or reduces risk. Push: mark the targeted task as blocked and keep it visible. Pull: pick a different task that advances without that dependency, for example, prep work, layout variants, test passes, or a downstream element that doesn't need the missing input yet. Elena M keeps a pull list of tasks she can start when dependencies hit, so she doesn't scramble during the meeting. 10. Update your daily priority summary for the show team before you end the day. Outcome: the show team gets the truth in one place. You'll use the daily rounds report in the next section, but you should prep the key bullets while the notes are fresh so you don't rewrite later. End of reset check. Ask yourself, if I stop talking to everyone right now, what tasks would still get done tomorrow morning because we scheduled them today? If your answer is none, you didn't reset hard enough. Cheat sheet: what to track and how to decide after each daily's layer. Use this like a bookmark right next to your task list. Key metric: task level completion accuracy. Rule of thumb: compute shot completion from task statuses in shot grid/flow, not from fields done. If you can't point to the task states, redo the percentage. Key metric: blocked dependency clarity. Rule of thumb: every blocked task must include the dependency owner, who must deliver, and the missing asset or step. If your note says only waiting, you'll get stuck again tomorrow. Decision rule: schedule after review, not after the day. If the review happens today, meet the department creative supervisor immediately after. If you skip that meeting, assume your schedule will drift. VFX callout rule: VFX supervisor dailies: if VFX changes interactions or timing, you must update downstream dependent tasks to blocked or needs redo the same day. If you only update status and don't schedule replacements, artists will keep building on the wrong assumptions. VFX lock rule: VFX supervisor dailies: if VFX supervisor approves direction, switch impacted tasks to in progress, or equivalent, and set the next review checkpoint. If VFX supervisor requests a change, mark needs redo and pull other work that doesn't depend on the revised input. Push/pull rule: if a targeted task gets blocked, pull a viable alternative task from your task list and assign it right away. If you don't have a pull option, you still must schedule something, prep, validation, upstream handoff, so the artist doesn't idle. Common mistake: updating the shot header instead of the element tasks. If your shot grid/flow shot shows progress but the element tasks don't match, your completion percentage and handoff truth will break. Practical takeaway prompt after your next internal supervisor, VFX supervisor, and VFX supervisor dailies: close your laptop for 1 minute and list the top 3 tasks you scheduled because of that review. If you can't list them, the reset didn't happen, you only watched the review. And that's the core shift: dailies don't finish work. Your reset loop finishes it by turning feedback into scheduled next steps, with task level tracking that stays honest from one supervisor layer to the next.